that, we can now move on to the next presenters. The paper is titled Digital Commissioning Process for the Oil and Gas Sector. Do we have Nacimentoa, Roeder, Calvetic, Lopez, Gonzalez, Araujo?
Yes, they are on site. I'm going to put their presentation and share screen.
Okay. Sorry. So hello everybody, my name is Alessandra Roeder. I'm here representing our team. We work in Fundação ISARC in Brazil, and our paper is Digital Commissioning Process in the Oil and Gas Sector. So I will start with the contextualization and goals, continue with the methodology, follow the commissioning status quo identified, the commissioning digital solution, the managerial implication, and ending with the future research direction. So the contextualization is that in oil and gas sector, the commissioning procedures are mainly paperwork based. So all the expansion, all the preservation routines happen usually with papers. And this can bring a lot of problems to the company, even more because the commissioning requires information for a different sector in the industry and in the supply chain level also. And the lack of the interoperability in the exchange of data is directly connected with the with errors in the process, rework, lack of information, loss of information, and also the excessive manual work that happens in the company. So because of that, the goals of our paper and our project is automate commissioning procedures using a process-oriented architecture system, provide an interoperable digital EFC-based solution, and apply and test the digital solution in a real-world environment in the oil and gas sector. So to start that, we follow this methodology. Sorry, okay. So we started the data collection where we start the focus group interviews with the company collaborators. We also collect data from document process and also from the software and examples. After that, we could analyze all the data that we have collected, and we made a status quo identification, and we model as is process of the commissioning process in the company. After that, we developed a proposition of the commissioning digital process, and that was accepted for the company. And we start with the case study, where we start with the development of the process-oriented software architecture. And with that, we could develop the digital interoperable system. And after the cases, this will start to be development, we could test that in the real oil and gas company in Brazil. So the main novelty of our research is the development of process-oriented system, and also of the creation of an IFC domain in oil and gas sector. The IFC is very used now in the construction sector, but in oil and gas not yet. So we want to start with that. So to explain a little bit about commissioning, the commissioning is the process that will to assure that all the assets and equipments will be delivered to the final client as they're required, with all the tests and inspections done as in completed status, and also with all the documentation uploaded. And in the company that we are doing our research, they have three main steps. That is the tag verification, the mesh verification, and the preservation routines. And for each steps, they have sub-steps that are technical inspection, mechanical inspection, and also the certificate tests. And they now happen in a fixed process and based on printer paper forms. So in the day-to-day, what happens? The software operator, they have to print all the activities, send to the executor who perform the activities, filling the paper with all the information, send back to the software executor to pass the information from the software. And this happens for each step for every sub-step, sub-phase 2. So you can see that there's a lot of works here and activities that doesn't aggregate value to the company. And also this actual software is fixed process. So the flow that the software follows was like designed 10 years ago and cannot be updated without a big bureaucracy. And that requires for the company some activities that they don't like and it's not good for them. So that's a problem that we identified also. So because of that, we developed a commissioning digital solution that allows to automate execution and control actions of the commissioning activities. With that, all the paper steps will be eliminated. So the executors can see directly in the mobile application the activities that are assigned for them, execute them, filling the information in the mobile, and it's ready. The application have a real-time transference for the cloud. And also the process will be dynamic. What does that mean? That means that you as a manager can change the process as you want, can update or can create from zero. Here is a screen where we already tested. You can create the step 1, step 2, and step 3 of the process. You can create the process from zero or from a template. After the creation of the process, we will assign each step for one or more actor. So you can assign for administrator, for control quality, for the executant, and also after will be instantiate that you instantiate the process. That means that you will choose an element or a set or equipment for each step, and you will assign one activity for this element. For example, one bomb in the Rotterdam petroleum has to be for technical inspection and mechanical inspection. So we will apply these 2 steps here, apply the activities for each step, and we start. We instantiate that. And after, okay, all will be in the application. You can see me as executor, can see mobile what I have to perform to assure that all the commissioning steps will be performed. So after that, we also have a screen that can allow the follow-up of the activities. So you can see how much was completed when what is happening. For example, here, the executant already completed the task, but the supervisor not yet. So we are waiting that. And here it's the activity that it has to perform. So here is an example of our EFC schema that we are using to assure that all the data exchange will be interoperable. We here have them in our open repository. There's a node if anybody wants to see. And with that, we allow a workflow interoperable between the data. So with that, we have already approved these managerial implications in the company. So we will have had improved the procedure evidence. So all that they realized is stored in the system. We also had a lead time reduction with all the main steps, all paper steps eliminated. We have improved of the data quality with the real-time exchange through interoperability. We have a continuous improvement and adaptation of the software because of the dynamic process that we're implementing. We have the process transparency increased, so you can see at any moment what's happening in the process as you want. And we also have professional relocations to functions that really add value to the company. And to the future research direction, we want to improve the artificial intelligence in the software solution using linked data in AFCO schema to achieve quality 4.0 in the supply chain level. We want also analyze the financial and economic performance between the as-is and the as-to-be to verify real gains in numbers and not just in the quality spectrum. We want to improve the digital process to identify the bottlenecks with the process mind techniques. You want also create a digital twin with IoT approach to achieve virtual commissioning at supply chain level. And it's that, thank you. And sorry, I speak a little bit quickly.
Thank you so much, Alessandra. Any questions from the audience?
Yes.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I wanted to ask you if the IFC schema that you developed in this research for oil and gas is equal to the one that already exists for construction, or if there are significant differences between the both of them?
There's significant difference because the classes and the elements are different. So, for example, a lot of semantic ontology that exists in the construction does not exist in the oil and gas sector, and so we have to develop that. Flavio there, he is the person that knows more about the IFC schema. I'm not such knowledge of that, but it's different. And also here we are now talking the Beauty Smart to start that with the standardized way.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting topic.
Okay. Thank you so much. I guess if there's no more questions from the audience, I'm so sorry that I cannot see, but if not, we can also catch up afterwards in the networking sessions. So I'll introduce the next paper.